Yo, what is up, guys? My name is Nicholas Earl, and welcome back to another episode of Earl Sports Bets. And today, we've got a loaded NHL slate. I believe we have 13 games to go. Yep, 13 games to go over today. After one yesterday, I'm definitely ready to get down for some hockey today. But before we get into today's video and get into yesterday's recap, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button and be sure to subscribe to the channel down below so you get more hockey content like this on the channel so you guys are notified, and also with all our other daily videos we post. And before we start the video, let me know in the comment section below who your favorite hockey play is for tonight. All right, quick recap of what we did yesterday. Loaded day yesterday. We went 1-0. We hit on that Vancouver in regulation bet. And wow, that was not a sweat whatsoever. I knew by midway through the second period that bet was going to hit. We had Vancouver plus 100 in regulation, which we hit. They won 7-1 last night. So great performance from Vancouver. Suter had a hat trick, and they look good for once. Granted, it was against Ottawa, but they look good. So we are now 34 and 32. Hitting at 51.5% on our picks. All right, let's head into today's massive slate. And before we get started, I'm gonna let you guys know where I'm gonna start diving a little bit deeper into alternative bets for hockey, which for me is betting them in regulation. The way I look at that is potentially getting better value on a game that you think one team should clearly win. All right, let's get started here. We have the Florida Panthers heading to Columbus to take on the Blue Jackets. Minus 110 for Columbus, plus 100 for the Panthers. Panthers coming in 2-0-0. Columbus coming in 2-2-2. These two teams, I feel, are going to be in the middle of that Central Division. And it's going to be interesting to see how Columbus plays now that Luc-Pierre Dubois is now with Winnipeg. They should be getting Patrick Laine relatively soon. I don't know when. I know he's on IR. But he, I think, is going to improve this Columbus Blue Jackets team a lot. For goaltenders, we get Sergei Bobrovsky taking on Joonas Korpisalo. I think Korpisalo is the better goalie here. We just haven't seen Bobrovsky do much lately. I'm going with the Blue Jackets in this matchup at that minus 110 price. I think they'll be able to get it done here at home. And my model gives them a 56.85% chance to win the game. Their line, that minus 110 line, gives them around a 52%. So we're getting around 4% of value on the Columbus Blue Jackets here against the Florida Panthers. I would look to bet them in regulation, but the Columbus Blue Jackets have a tendency of going overtime. They've already done it 2 out of 6 games so far this year. And when I'm looking to bet overtimes, I'm looking for bet regulations. I'm looking for teams that don't go to overtime more than 1 out of 3 games. Next, we have the New Jersey Devils hosting the Philadelphia Flyers. Minus 148 for the Flyers. Plus 134 for the Devils. The Devils coming in 3-1-1. And they are tied points-wise, but have one less game than the Flyers here at 3-2-1. And it looks like Wedgwood versus Elliott and maybe Mackenzie Blackwood. But I think Elliott's confirmed for tonight's game. And this game, I think the line's just a little bit too much for me to bet Philadelphia. I would lean the Flyers, but I don't feel like laying the minus 148 on them. I think the New Jersey Devils are a sneaky team. I don't think they're a playoff team by any stretch of the imagination, but I think they're sneaky and they can steal some wins here, especially if Mackenzie Blackwood would be in goal. If Wedgwood is in goal, that would lead me to bet Philly more. But also, Elliott, I mean, he had his one start be a 42 save shutout, so it's not like he can't do anything. He's a good veteran in the league, a good veteran backup, but that's about all he is. Overall, this game is a pass for me. I don't really have a feel for the side or the total, so just not enough value to bet Philly at minus 148. But this is a pass, lean towards Philly, but a pass. Next, we have the Pittsburgh Penguins heading to the Boston Bruins. Minus 124 for the Bruins, plus 112 for the Penguins, over under 5.5 goals. And I think this goal total is a little low, honestly. Pittsburgh has been hitting the overs basically every single game. And Boston's offense is now getting going. They got going against Carter Hart and Philadelphia. I think this Boston team can start putting up goals now. I would lean towards the Bruins, but the bet I like more here is going the over 5.5 goals for Boston and Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. I think that Pittsburgh easily can put up some goals, and I think Boston will as well. So give me the over 5.5 for Boston and Pittsburgh. Next, we have the New York Islanders taking on the Washington Capitals. I believe the Capitals have this game and one more game without Ovi, without Kuznetsov, without Samsonov, and without Orlov. And I think this is the game where it's going to hurt them the most. They were playing the Buffalo Sabres. They won the first game but lost the second game, I believe. Or they lost both games against Buffalo. I don't remember. I know they lost the second game in overtime. But I think... Oh, no, they lost both their games in overtime. Washington coming in 0-3-1, and they've gone to overtime in 4 of their 6 games. I think they're going to play a tight game here against New York. Potentially, I'm not one to go out and bet draws, but at plus 290 for these two teams, I'm not hating it. I'm not betting it, but I don't hate it. But I would lean towards the Capitals at the plus money, but overall, this game is a complete fade for me, and I would also lean the under, but that's just a little bit too much for a total for me. Next, we have the New York Rangers taking on the Buffalo Sabres. Minus 103 for the minus 107 for the Rangers. Minus 103 for the Buffalo Sabres. It looks like we're gonna get Georgiev and Olmark in net, and I think this Rangers team's going to come in a little pissed off after losing back-to-back games. They are now 1-3-1 on the season. Buffalo is 2-3-1. These are two teams I think are going to be towards the bottom of the Eastern Division. No, not two teams I'm looking to necessarily bet to do much this season, but I'm going to be going with the New York Rangers in this matchup. At minus 107, my model gives them a 54% chance to win this game. The line gives them around a 51-ish. So we're getting around 3% of value on this line. So I don't mind the New York Rangers here at minus 107. Next, we have the Chicago Blackhawks and the Nashville Predators. Minus 174 for the Preds. Plus 157 for the Blackhawks. Over under of 6 goals. For this game, we have Connor D'Elia versus Pekka Rinne projected. It could be Justus Saros, though. And looking at this, Chicago coming in 2-3-1 on back-to-back wins, but they played Detroit, so on that one. And Nashville 2-3-0, lost back-to-back games against the Dallas Stars. I think they're going to come in. They're going to be ready to play. And I think the Preds get it done here. I'm not laying that minus 174, though. And this is where I say I'm going to go to the alternative here. And we're going to lay the minus 120 for the Nashville Predators on the regulation line, on the three-way line. I think this game does not go to regulation. Chicago, only 1 out of 6 games have gone to regulation for them. 0 out of 5 games for Nashville have gone to overtime as well. So this is a game I definitely want to bet Nashville minus 120 in regulation on the three-way line. Next, we have the Edmonton Oilers heading to the Winnipeg Jets. Minus 109 for the Oilers, minus 101 for the Jets. And the Oilers coming into this game 3-4-0. Winnipeg 4-2-0. It looks like we're getting Mikko Koskinen and Connor Hellebuyck. And this is another one where I'm looking at the alternative line here. I don't mind the minus 109 price for Edmonton, but I'm going to chase a little bit after that plus 135 tag here for the Oilers. The Oilers have yet to go to overtime, 0 out of 7 games, 2 out of 6 for Winnipeg, but I think Edmonton gets it done in regulation here against the Winnipeg Jets at that plus 135 line. All right, heading to the next game on the slate here, we have the Los Angeles Kings taking on the Minnesota Wild. A minus 153 for the Wild, plus 138 for the Kings. Over under 5.5 goals with basically no juice. And I'm not picking a side for this one. I think I would lean with the Wild barely, but just not enough value at that minus 153 line for me to want to bet that one. We are going with the total in this one, though. And we're going to go with the over. The Kings have been shooting well. They just put up 6 against St. Louis, which is a decent defensive team. And the Wild have been scoring decent too. So I think the over 5.5 is definitely a good play here for this game. That we're going to be going with the over 5.5 between the Kings and the Wild. Next, we have the Detroit Red Wings traveling to Dallas to play the Stars. Minus 205 for Dallas. Plus 184 for the Red Wings. Over under 5.5 goals. And this is a game that I want nothing to do with. It's going to be Thomas Greiss versus Anton Khudobin. The Stars are coming in 2-0-0. 2-4-1 for Detroit. I just have no interest in betting this game, though, because Dallas, they looked really good against Nashville in their 2 games, including winning 7-0 in the first game. But this is an unproven Dallas team so far. They've only played 2 games this season, and I think Detroit, I don't know if they're a sneaky dog, but I'm just not laying minus 200. That's how you go broke betting hockey. And this under is juiced a little bit too much for my liking to even think about a total. So overall, this game is a complete pass for me between the Dallas Stars and the Detroit Red Wings. Next, we have the Anaheim Ducks taking on the Arizona Coyotes. Minus 130 for Arizona, plus 118 for Anaheim. Over under 5.5 goals. Anaheim coming in 2-2-2. Arizona coming into 3-1. We got the minus 130 plus 118. We get Gibson versus Darcy Comfer, and I'm probably gonna pass on this game as well. I don't have plays on every single game, and this is a game where I would lean Arizona minus 130, but it's just not enough value for me to bet it. Less than 2% value for me according to my model. So this is a game I'm probably going to lay off a little bit here. If anything, I'll lean to the under, but the minus 126 is once again, I think, just a little bit too much for this situation. So we are going to pass on the Arizona Coyotes and the Anaheim Ducks. Next, we have the Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Calgary Flames. Minus 113 for the Leafs, plus 102 for the Flames. And let me get my notes here. Yeah, Toronto coming in 5-2-0. Calgary is 2-1-1. This is a game that it's going to be interesting. We're going to have Jacob Markstrom versus Frederik Andersen. I absolutely give the edge on goaltending to the Flames. Once again, Austin Matthews is going to be out, so I'm going to be looking at the Flames here. But I'm going to chase a little bit here. I know I can get plus 102 for that. But we're going to be looking at the 3-way line here and getting the plus 145 for the Calgary Flames. In regulation, the Maple Leafs have only gone to overtime once out of 7 games. And Calgary's only gone to overtime 1 out of their 4 games. So I think the Calgary Flames get it done in regulation here at plus 145. Next, we have the San Jose Sharks taking on the Colorado Avalanche. Minus 205 for the Avalanche, plus 184 for the Sharks. And I don't know how I feel about this Avalanche team right now. They're 3-3. So is San Jose. Colorado has split all 3 of their 2-game series that they've played. They split against Arizona. They split against LA. And they split against the Blues. This is a team where I don't know if they're worth their price tag. This game is overall a pass for me. We're getting Martin Jones versus Philip Grubauer. There's absolutely no value in laying minus 205, I think, on the Avalanche tonight. And I don't think the Sharks win this game. But this is a pass for me. I just have no good feelings on this game. This could easily be a Sharks win, or it could easily be a 5-1, 6-1 Avalanche win. I just don't have any feel on this one. There's no value to bet it, and I'm not trying to lay the minus 205. And I think plus 125 puck line, I don't know how I feel about that. So this game is a pass for me. This last game is definitely not a pass, though. It's one of my favorite play. It's my favorite play of the night. We get the St. Louis Blues taking on the Vegas Golden Knights. Minus 147 for the Knights. Plus 133 for the Blues, over under of 6 goals. And this is my top value play of the day. And we are going with the St. Louis Blues here. At plus 133, we have Jordan Binnington versus Marc-Andre Fleury. And for Vegas, they are 5-1 so far this year. They're looking good. I don't mind them. Looking at the teams they've played the Coyotes, they've played the Ducks, and they've played the Coyotes, Ducks, and the Kings. This is their first true test, and I think St. Louis can get it done tonight. Vegas is also their first game back off of a road trip, and I don't know. I might put half on the St. Louis money line and half on them in regulation. You can get plus 200 on them in regulation. I really like that price, but I definitely like the St. Louis Blues here to beat the Vegas Golden Knights tonight. And pull the upset. That's my favorite play of the day. But now let's go over our plays for today. For the regular plays here, we have Columbus minus 110, the over 5.5 between the Penguins and the Bruins, the Rangers at minus 107, the over 5.5 for the Kings and the Wild, plus 133 for the Blues, and in our three-way, we have the Predators at minus 120, Edmonton at plus 135, and Calgary at plus 145, all in regulation. If this information was helpful to you guys at all, feel free to hit that thumbs up button down below, and be sure to subscribe to the channel so you guys are notified each and every time we come out with a video here at NHL Sports Bets. We have daily content on a wide range of sports, from the NFL, college basketball, college football, UFC, esports, NBA, WNBA, NHL, and MLB. So we have tons of content here on the channel. So be sure you're subscribed and have those post notifications on so you know whenever we come out with a video. We post anywhere from 3 to 5 videos daily on this channel. Right now we're doing NBA, NHL every single day, and college basketball 6 days a week. Until after the Super Bowl, we're going to start doing it 7 days a week. So we're at least having 3 videos a day for as long as NBA, NHL, and college basketball are going on. And we'll have tons of content on this channel, so be sure you're subscribed to the channel so you guys are notified. But that is going to just about do it for this video. I want to thank you guys for watching. Let's cash some tickets in the NHL tonight, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.